All right, my friends, it looks like we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're taking the time to join me today. So, if we haven't met yet, I'm so happy you're here. My name is Emma Lewzey, and I help fundraisers and nonprofit leaders just like you raise more 5, 6, and 7-figure donations for their mission so they can have the impact that they've dreamed of. So, today I'm going to be talking about my simple framework for major gift success. Now, I often find when I speak with fundraisers and folks in nonprofits, we have a bit of a misguided perception about what we need to have in place to truly experience major gift success. I'll often hear things like, oh, well, we don't know anyone with deep pockets, or, we don't have that heavy hitting board that has a really powerful network, or, we don't have a fancy slide deck or a glossy case for support yet. But here's the thing. None of those things truly do, while they're nice to have and can be important at some stage, none of those things are truly at the core of what will bring you major gift success. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. While you do that, I want you to do me a favor. I would love to hear who you are, where you're joining from, and if you're just catching up on the replay, welcome. Go ahead and use the hashtag replay. So I'm going to share my screen. Hello to Tamisha. Welcome, welcome. All right. Now, if you could let me know you can see this and hear me okay. And I want to welcome you to the Major Gift Success Framework. Now, this is interesting because there are 3 things I found that tend to set the most successful major gift fundraisers apart from the rest. And I think you might actually be surprised. They may not be what you expected, but they're principles that every fundraiser can put to work to improve their results. So the first success factor in this framework is focus. I hear from so many fundraisers that you're really feeling overwhelmed, especially right now. You're being pulled in different directions. Maybe you're wearing a lot of different hats. Here's the thing. The most successful fundraisers are focused. They're focused on their highest priority activities, right? The high value activities, even when those activities can tend to push you out of your comfort zone. That's a big piece of the puzzle. Now, I want to recognize this is a big challenge right now for sure, right? Especially right now, a lot of you, depending where you're based in the world, you might be experiencing more lockdown measures. Maybe you've had the kids at home again. Maybe you've been stuck at home with small children. However, I really want to help you reframe this idea because I think that even small actions, when you commit to and focus on taking small actions, if you perform those consistently over time, they can really add up. They can really compound. So I like to share an example with my student of the idea of if you commit just 10 minutes a day, you think, let's spend 10 minutes a day on something you'd love to focus on. I hear reading more. We know reading more is a big goal for a lot of folks. So if you take that 10 minutes a day and you add that up over the course of a week, you get a whole hour of time, right? You get a whole hour of time just spent on that area of focus, right? When you look at that 1 hour a week, if you look at that over the course of a month, it actually adds up to 4 hours. It adds up to basically a half day a month. And you really start seeing the power of this when you add it up over time. When you take that 10 minutes a day and you compound that over the course of a year, it adds up to the equivalent of a full work week. So I really want to encourage you, even if you're feeling stretched thin, even if you're feeling challenged right now, I really want to encourage you to remember the power of committing even incremental periods of time to your area of focus and to focusing on those highest value activities for your major gift success. All right, so the next success factor is having a plan. So the best fundraisers, they do not leave their relationship building to chance. They have a clear plan. They have a clear month by month plan on exactly how they're engaging their top donors. Also, typically, they take the time to plan out their week. They make sure that they're blocking out time in their calendar, in their schedule. Even if it's just an hour a week, even if it's less than that, they're making that commitment, putting it in their calendar, and they are taking action on their biggest fundraising priorities. And when you add together having greater focus and having a plan, that gives you clarity. I know it's what a lot of fundraisers or leaders are looking for right now. Having clarity on your way forward is so powerful, and it's such an important part of this process and really helps address that sense that sometimes comes up around major gift fundraising. Sometimes helps address that fear, the sense of overwhelm and uncertainty that a lot of fundraisers are really feeling right now, when it comes to major gifts, but also when it comes to the pandemic and the economic recovery. So just bringing together the focus and the plan really helps bring clarity to your work. And I know that's something a lot of us are looking for right now. So the third piece of the puzzle is really about taking action, right? Doesn't matter how much you learn about major gifts. It doesn't matter how much you know about fundraising. None of it is going to make a difference unless you take action on what you've learned. And again, even committing to just one small, manageable action can help. And guess what you get when you have a plan that you start taking action on? It's something that a lot of fundraisers are looking for. It's building that increased sense of confidence when it comes to their major gift fundraising. This has been one of the biggest learnings for me in my career, as well as when I'm working with coaching and consulting clients. There's really no shortcut to confidence building, right? So it's only through taking action that your confidence and your comfort level can grow when it comes to major gift fundraising. Finally, when you're focusing on the right things and you're taking consistent action to grow your major gifts, that's when you get results, right? It's pretty simple. And I know we are all looking for results. But as I always say, just because it's simple, it doesn't necessarily make it easy, right? So let's recap this framework. When you're focusing on the right things and you have a clear plan to execute, that's when you get clarity. You get clarity on your way forward. When you're taking action on your plan, that's how you're building confidence in yourself, in your skills, in your major gift fundraising. And when you take consistent action in the right area of focus, that's when you get the fundraising results you're looking for. So I want to hear from you. Does this make sense? Does this framework make sense for you? And I'd also love to hear, where do you see yourself in this framework? Where might you be getting stuck right now? Where might you be getting stuck right now? Let me start this again. Where might you be getting stuck right now when it comes to your major gift fundraising as it pertains to the framework? All right. There we go. Now, where was I? Let's get back here again. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me know. Hello, Chelsea. Okay, let me know where you're seeing yourself in terms of where you might be getting stuck in this framework. Are you someone who wants to get a little more focus? Are you being pulled in a lot of different directions in your day? Do you need a more clear plan? Stephanie needs a more clear plan and is stuck at that plan. That is really common. All right, confidence. I love this. Nikki is saying that Nikki's saying they want to build more confidence. That's a really important one as well. But yes, this is super helpful, partly to diagnose where you're getting stuck and why you might not be getting the results that you want. So hopefully that makes sense for folks. So does this help in terms of thinking about, if you want more of that confidence, that you need to have a plan and take action on it and you start growing that? Hopefully that makes sense. I truly do believe that this is one of the most important things when it comes to major gifts, right? Is that you do need to be building up that confidence, building up that courage, and taking action on a plan, even if it's taking just small actions. Jacqueline's saying, hate to say it, but the focus is where I'm stuck. There's so many things going on. And this is a really common problem as well. We're getting stretched in a lot of different directions. And a lot of the time we might be spending time on these areas that are not our highest value, right? That we're focusing on activities that might be in our comfort zone, but aren't necessarily going to be moving the needle when it comes to our major gifts. So this is great. I want to really thank you for sharing where you're finding yourself, because I think this is really helpful. If you are finding you're stuck in a particular area, I want to let you know you are not alone, right? You are not alone. There are a lot of fundraisers and nonprofit leaders feeling the same thing, feeling stretched too thin, finding it difficult to find that focus time. So let me go ahead actually and share with you a resource, and I'm going to open this up to questions as well. Let me share with you a resource I think you will find helpful. There we go. Okay. Sorry about technical issues. I want to share with you this free fundraising resource. It's called the Blueprint for Major Gift Success. And this is really great for you if you are somebody who wants to get, again, focused on doing the right things to grow your 5, 6, or even 7-figure gifts, to achieve that impact that you've always dreamed of. I want to encourage you to go ahead and download this. It's going to give you a ton of different ideas of places that you can get started. If you are struggling with focus, if you're struggling with the plan, if you want to start building that confidence, go ahead and download this. You can find it at blueskyphilanthropy.com/blueprint. And it's got all of my best ideas, my best pro tips that I've learned from over 20 years of frontline fundraising. So you'll find it very rich in ideas in terms of how to move forward and where you might like to focus on. And what I want to recommend to you, if you are finding yourself struggling in any of these areas, focus, plan, building confidence, maybe you might like to download this and just choose one action that you can commit to taking. Choose one action that you can commit to taking and actually schedule that into your calendar. I really recommend this. It's a really important piece of the puzzle, is to actually put that in your calendar, make the commitment to yourself, make the commitment to your major gift growth to actually stick with this. So when this comes up, and let's say one of my favorite things is picking up the phone and calling one of your top donors. So schedule that into your calendar, make sure that it stays there, make sure you meet that commitment to yourself, treat it like you would a meeting with your, with a board member or a boss, and just go ahead and make sure that you stick with that commitment and follow through. And that can really help you move the needle on your major gifts. So I'm hoping that you find this a helpful resource. I'm going to go ahead and stop. Here we go, and come back to you here. Hello, and come back to you here and see if anyone has any questions when it comes to their major gift fundraising, when it comes to the major gift success framework. As I said, it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. But I think when you do take that time to find the focus, to create a plan, and to execute and take action on that plan, that truly is when you start seeing results on the major gift fundraising front. So I'm going to take a sip of my water, see if anyone has any other questions about their major gift program. And I hope you find my resource helpful. Do let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and do stay in touch. We'll be back here at the same time next week to talk a little bit about another challenge on the fundraising front. I'm hearing a question from forgive me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Maleka. Maleka is asking, it seems no one does cold calls anymore. Yes, cold calls, there are better places to start from my perspective. And when we email potential donors asking if we can call them, they either don't respond or they reply and say they aren't interested in a call. Yeah, I really recommend that you think about downloading my blueprint. There'll be some good tips in there for you. What I do want to say is that not everyone is going to be interested in building a closer relationship with your organization, and that's okay. That's actually part of the process. One of the things I really recommend when you are reaching out to donors is that you start with those who are closest to you first. So hopefully you're already doing that. And my other tip for you is definitely make sure that you're making your call and your connection with them all about the donor. Oftentimes what we do as organizations is that we reach out and we might be really tempted to use the old-fashioned marketing framework where we talk a lot about the accomplishments and the benefit of the organization and the organization's work. So the key here is to make your connection with the donor all about the donor. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I do go into this a little more detail in the blueprint. Go ahead and download that. I'll give you some ideas on how to land more meetings, land more of those elusive donor meetings. But I definitely recommend that you do start with those closest to you first. And that will make the process a lot easier and actually help you sort of take action and practice, practice landing those calls. So a couple of quick tips for you. Hopefully that's helpful. Jacqueline's asking, what would you consider a major gift? It depends. It depends. Everything. I've worked with small, medium, and large organizations, and a major gift really depends on your organization, right? You continue to say, our founder CEO says $5,000 at one time. So it's entirely up to you as an organization what you call a major gift, right? One mistake I see is often organizations look outside of them to organizations that are perhaps more established or better resourced on the major gift front. And then they model their program on that. So they say, well, it's a major gift's $100,000 over here. So our major gift has to be the same. Not necessarily. It has to be what's right for you. It's more complex than I can get into right now on this call, but I would say it's very important for you to make sure that you are coming on the right size and that the right size is actually about you as an organization, looking at your donor base, that you're looking at the gifts that you're already getting, and you're not just pulling a number out of the air compared with what others are doing in your community, right? Because that may not necessarily be right for your organization. Again, go ahead and download that blueprint. I've also got some good tips in there for you just around what to think about. But I would say that's one in brief mistake I sometimes see organizations make as they look external to them to see what our other organizations are doing to make the decision about what a major gift is for you. And I would suggest look inside first. It's not unusual for smaller organizations to start their major gifts at, say, $1,000. It's also not unusual for large established organizations to start their major gifts at $100,000. So you just need to find the place that's right for you as an organization in terms of your donor base, in terms of your bandwidth, in terms of your capacity, right? So that would be my quick advice for you around deciding what qualifies as a major gift for your organization. Hopefully you have found this helpful, my friends. I want to say thank you for joining us, and go ahead and visit my website to download that free resource. One more time, it's blueskyphilanthropy.com/blueprint, and you can get your free guide to greater major gift success so that you and your organization can achieve that impact that you've dreamed of. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, everyone who's joining us, and I will talk to you again soon.